Yes, people, we are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A, where I answer sporting questions from the chat, mainly Premier League, Champions League. Of course, the Europa League was tonight as well. And as I was just posting out the show, I did see the Nottingham Forest fans chanting to Ange that you're getting sacked in the morning. So I'm sure you lot will have plenty of questions on all these things. And of course, the Premier League is back today if you're in the UK. It's back today. Obviously, Bournemouth taking on Fulham in the Friday game. The big game of the weekend is Liverpool traveling to Stamford Bridge to take on Chelsea. United have Sunderland at home. Arsenal take on West Ham. Spurs kick off Saturday, early kickoff as well as they travel to. I can't believe it's lost me who Spurs are actually playing, and I literally did the thumbnail as well. But yeah, Spurs are playing as well. Like I said, early fixture against Leeds United. That's why I forgot, because it's Leeds and no one cares about them. But anyways, get your questions in, people. If you're a member of the channel, your question takes priority like a super chat. This is a solo edition, so obviously I'll be able to get to more questions. So again, if you are a member of the channel, your question takes priority like a super chat. I'll star your question and make sure I get to it. Link is in the pinned comment for the membership. Of course, if you're kind enough to super chat, I'll also make sure I get. That's another surefire way to make sure I get to your question. But whether you're watching this live right now, watching this back after, listening on one of the audio platforms, big up everybody supporting Sarcasm City TV. Let me repeat that. Big up to absolutely everybody. Each and every one of you lot who is supporting Sarcasm City TV. Much appreciated. Make sure you pay the tax, people. Make sure you pay the tax. So hit the like button on the video. Make sure you do that. That's one way to pay tax. Hit the like button on the video. Make sure you share this out across all the social media apps you are active on. Make sure you're following across all the social media apps you are active on. Yes, it's flawless. My personal account at Sarcasm City TV. At Sarcasm City TV. Yes, it's flawless. And on top of those two things, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell as well. So yeah, you lot get your questions in. Anyway, what's this with Ange? Ange Postecoglou has become the first permanent Nottingham Forest manager for 100 years to fail to win any of his first 6 games in charge of the club. That's from Up to Joe. Nottingham Forest's first home game in Europe since 1996 ends in defeat. It means after 6 games in charge, Ange Postecoglou is still looking for his first win since replacing Nuno Espirito Santos. Damn, it's kind of peak. But hey, you play stupid games, win stupid prizes. If you wanted to get rid of Nuno, I hear it, but get rid of Nuno earlier and also bring in a manager that is more suited to the team. Nuno and Ange are the complete opposites. And even if they had won 6 out of 6, I'd still be like, this ain't got no. Actually, if they had won 6 out of 6, I'd be like, that's super impressive. But I don't think anyone's surprised by it. These things matter. Like you just have to make logical, sensible decisions. You have Nuno, who was a defensive manager, deep line, hitting on the counter attack, and it worked, which goes to show, hey, these players suit that. But then you got Ange, who's the complete opposite, high line, on the front foot, dominating the ball, attacking football. What did you expect? Complete opposites. There's zero similarities between those two. So, hey man, that's their lookout. That is their lookout. Let's see what else you lot are saying in the chat as well. Big up Vikram, big up Warrior J, big up my nephew in the chat as well. Says McGinney Esther is in, big up as well. What's Unai Emery saying on John McGinn? He's playing with a lot of emotions. He responded in a difficult moment. He's a very important player in the dressing room, and he's always happy and always smiling. When we need performances, he's always trying to get positive energy. That's from TNT. What happened? You're not gonna have to let me know what actually happened with McGinn, that he's saying it's very emotional for him. Moment. Like, what's going on? What did I miss? Let me know. What did I miss? Please let me know. Warrior J says, I haven't kept an eye on football lately due to me starting work this week. But what's your thoughts on Chelsea, Liverpool? And at the Benfica game, I heard Pedro got a red. I'm looking forward to Chelsea, Liverpool, because it's 2 teams under pressure that need a win. Let's be really real. Like, both fan bases are currently looking at their manager and the team with the side eye and going, hey, you don't need to pattern up. Yeah, Chelsea beat Benfica, but they weren't good against Manchester United. They weren't good against Bayern Munich. They weren't good against Brentford. They've not really been good this season, if we're being really real, apart from packing up a poor West Ham side. So, and the players have not been high too. And Chelsea fans had high hopes. And in Liverpool, they're coming off back-to-back losses. And not only is there Liverpool fans looking at their manager and their players, rivals are too. So am I. Like, yo, Slot, you gotta fix this. This is the first time Slot's had any heavy questions and faced any form of criticism like this. It's like, you sign Vert is struggling. All right, Isak's not up to speed yet, but the rest of your players ain't high either. So then they're both looking at it. And of course, Liverpool have aspirations not only to go win the Prem, but win the Champions League as well. Chelsea, Leicester, they're looking to just be better. Well, in regards to it, I think it will actually be a draw. I know general consensus have Liverpool as favourites. I understand that, but I think the bridge will be rocking. I think the Chelsea lot will be up for it. And despite the injuries despite players missing for Chelsea throughout injuries, I think they'll give them a game. Genuinely think that they'll give them a game. And as for Liverpool, they gotta get it going. He's got to figure it out. Beijing Pop says this all the time. Shout out Beijing Reds TV. He's looking at the dugout. He's been saying this about Slot for the longest. You have to figure this out. You got, all right, Alisson's injured, but it's been the best goalkeeper. You got the best centre half. You got the best midfielder. You got the best 10. You got the best right winger and the second best striker. Again, that's all general consensus, depending on where you put Wirtz and Gravenberch. But I'm talking how these players have been spoken about. So therefore, you got to figure this out. Like, you have to figure this out. This is what you get paid the big money to do. Because nobody outside of Ekatike, Van Dijk and Alisson, you can say, is playing well for Liverpool. And now Alisson's injured as well. I'm not sure how long he's out for, but I think he's missing till at least, well, they missed the Chelsea game. Is it 4 to 6 weeks? Let me know. But yeah, the Chelsea game was not eventful against Benfica. But do I think it was a yellow card? No, they weren't a second yellow. I can't remember his first yellow for João Pedro, but raising your foot up that high late on is daft. Just keep your feet on the ground. I can't lie, Uncle genuinely missed a good game. What, the Villa Feyenoord game? Yeah, man was doing bits and working and stuff like that. But Fez, Flawless, who do you think wins all the European competitions this year? I think Barcelona win the Champions League. Europa League, I've not even checked. Let me have a look. Europa League. Let me have a look. I don't know a lot. I'm just having a look here. Europa League, yo. No, I think Villa have a very good opportunity, to be honest. We're being really real. Like Zagreb, Midtjylland, Braga, Lyon, Leo, Porto, and Victoria P are the top 8 right now. But unless there's a powerhouse in there that I'm missing, I don't know about, say, for instance, like the likes of a Roma, a Stuttgart, Bologna. I'm just thinking of like teams in the top European leagues. Betis, the 2 French clubs are there, Lyon and Lyon. So maybe. Porto, I'm not sure. I've not watched anything. And in regards to the conference, yeah, I'd say Palace. Palace should do the business. Palace should. It'd be nice if it's Villa and Palace winning the European competitions and a non-English side in the champs. I'm with it. I'm all for it. I have no complaints. I know you saw only one Sunderland game this season, but your thoughts on Sunderland this season and what's your prediction for this game? Sunderland seem like well-organized, well-drilled team, aggressive, fast-paced, clear style, clear plan, going to cause issues, very workmanlike as well. And they'll cause us issues in the game. So that's all of them seeing. I'd heard about it, and then I seen it against Forest and was like, yeah, you're a very workmanlike team. So that's what I'd say. Prediction for the game. For some reason, I think we win the game 1-0. I don't know why. But winning a clean sheet is extremely rare for Manchester United. But something tells me scrappy 1-0. Something tells me that. What that is, I don't know. And that could change, even though I know we're going to put our daft lineup. Something tells me that. Similar to the Chelsea-Liverpool game where I go, all the odds are at Chelsea. Everyone's looking at United to get packed up. So, hey, yes, Connor, what you saying, man? Hope you're blessed. Big up, big up. Do you think Ange gets sacked before Amorim? Nah. I don't think that. Is it Malinakis? How'd you say his name? Malinakis? I don't think he's looking to. That's his guy. Nah. Even though he's gone 0-6 and they currently sat 17th. No. Because I think Amorim's gone in November. I think he gives Postecoglou longer than that. Now, if it's December, January times and they're languishing in the bottom 3 or close, that's when. But no, I don't think he gets sacked before him. Vic, I was at the City ground tonight. but the fans have turned on him. But Mac and Harris will back it. Was you in Nottingham? What are you doing? What gear was you seeing in Nottingham that you was at the City Ground? But yeah, Marinakis will be. I think he'll move very similar to the Ineos ownership in regards to, oh crap, I don't want to get this wrong. I sacked a successful manager who had a good season, and I brought in this guy and it's going wrong. Damn. And everyone could have told you beforehand that Ange wasn't a good appointment. Now, if he would have went and got a Mourinho or he would have went and got another defensive coach, it would have made more sense. Because at least you're sticking to it. So, yeah. No, yeah, best pals are Forest fans, so come up with him. Yeah, sure, man. Whatever you say, Connor, we believe you, man. We believe you. Hope you enjoyed the game. They were getting played off the park by a man that don't have game faces on FIFA. Oh, Midtjylland. Was it that bad? Was it really that bad for them? It was at home as well. It's a bad one still. To be losing at home to Midtjylland is crazy. 3-2. Yeah. That is bad. Unlucky there. So we went 1-0 Midtjylland, 1-1, 2-1 Midtjylland, 3-1 Midtjylland, and then Chris Wood scored a late penalty. Sacked in the morning chance. Yeah. I get it though. I get it because I feel aggrieved. Because not only have you got rid of Nuno, all right, which you could say is a mistake, but to add on top of that as well, you've then not gone and you've got the appointment wrong. It's like, come on, you and Nuno was having issues beforehand. It's like, you got to pattern up and do better. Have to. Got to pattern up and do better. What is going on? Yeah, ownership, man. These are people paid millions of pounds to do these jobs and they make these type of decisions. Nah, man, they were just sloppy one of these days where every shit passing decision goes against them. But it ties into you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Sacking Nuno and then not getting an adequate replacement. And when I say an adequate replacement, I don't think Ange is a bad manager, but go and get someone similar to Nuno. Same way if you had an attacking manager and then you went and get Ange on that. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, but we move. Flawless, did you agree with the narrative Liverpool must win the league for spending this summer, even though Liverpool have spent 70 more than Arsenal in the last 2 summers, including losing shot? Say this again. Do you agree with the narrative Liverpool must win the league for spending this summer? You know, Liverpool have spent. Oh, you mean I'm lost at the last part. But to answer your question, yes, Liverpool must win the league. Yes, Liverpool have the best team. We are not changing no narratives. How Liverpool fans were talking and their expectations before the season started. They have the best goalkeeper, the best centre-back, one of the best central midfielders, the best 10, the best right winger, and the second best striker. So you're 1 and 2 throughout your team. And if you look at the rest, man will say Konate is one of the best centre-backs in the league. Frimpong's one of the best right-backs in the league. Kirkes is one of the best left-backs in the league. McAllister is one of the better central midfielders in the league. Not as high as the others, but he's top 10. Gakpo, even though the left wing pool is weak, one of the better left wingers in the league. You don't have a player outside of the top. McAllister's probably the lowest ranked. Alisson best goalkeeper. Van Dijk best centre back. Konate top 3, top 4, according to some, depending on who you're talking to. Frimpong, one of the best right backs, top 3. Kirkes, one of the best left backs, top 3. Gravenberch, one of the best central midfielders, top 3. McAllister, top 8. Salah, best right winger. Wirtz, best 10. Isak, top 2 strikers. Some will have him above Haaland, I think he's 2. And Gakpo's probably top 5. No, you must win. Yes, you must win. And Slot's in charge, and you won last year, and now you have a better team. Yeah, like that's what it is. Hey, big up, King. What are you telling me, man? Hope you're blessed. Hope you're good. Hope you're good. Look at this fool. You're grooving in anyway. Hopefully he's here for many more years. Yeah. Sure, mate. Sure. But you lot continue to run up the likes, man. How many likes we on? What are we saying? Hey, we only at 10 likes, man. Double up the likes. What are we doing? Double up the likes. What are we doing? Hear myself back there. But yeah, double up the likes. What is going on? You're not taking libbies. Double that up expeditiously. Flawless, you say all that, but without proper structure, we can't win the title. But Sai, you wasn't saying that before the season started. You had Liverpool first. And you have proper structure. No, sorry. Let me rephrase that. You have the players to have proper structure. Your manager got to figure it out. Because you got the best 11 in the league. You got the second best in the squad. Like, that's not what we're doing. That's not what we're doing whatsoever. You don't have the proper structure now, but you have the players to have the proper structure. Hence why you had Liverpool winning the league, why I had Liverpool winning the league, and why general consensus was Liverpool are winning the Premier League. We ain't running from them expectations now. If Liverpool fail, we're looking at Slot and looking at all them players. We're looking at Wirtz, we're looking at Isak, Van Dijk, Alisson, Frimpong, Kirkes, Gravenberch, Salah, etc. Like, who didn't perform? This is not what we do. The same way we critique Arteta and Arsenal, they getting that same critique. Same way City and Pep and all the City players. Nah. No, we ain't running from no expectation. If they don't have Liverpool don't have proper structure, hey, that's on the manager. That's on the manager. Nah, I've not played FIFA yet this year. No, I haven't played the AFC 26. I was just running some GTA before this on the gaming channel. I'm all good. I'm just waiting and counting the days for this manager to get sacked. Me and you both, King, man. Me and you both. Regardless, I said we'll win the league, but I said from the start of the season our defense not looking good at midfield. True. And that falls on the manager and the individuals. Because on paper, the defense is one of the better ones. On paper, you have one of the best defenses in the league. Again, on paper. Midfield-wise, you have one of the best midfields in the league. On paper, you got to get it right. Because if I sat here and said Liverpool, like Van Dijk, Kanate, Frimpong, Kirkes, Alisson is not top 3, people would be on my case about that if I said it wasn't top 5. Outside of that back 5 I just mentioned there, outside of Arsenal, I think it's the second best overall. Midfield-wise, is there a better midfield on paper than Gravenberch, McAllister, and Wirtz? On paper? Is there? What's the net? We saying Rodri, Reinders, and Mamouche? Chelsea, Caicedo, Enzo, Palmer, because Lavia don't stay fit. Rice, Zubermendi, Odegaard. Point is, I'm making is right up there. That's a lot to figure out. Because the individuals are there. Unless man are going to tell me it's a lack of quality, and then that's a whole different conversation. Because if it's a lack of quality, then we got to start looking at these players. Who's not good? Hey man, heavy is the head that wears the crown. As long as you think Liverpool missed Trent. From what I've seen, no. But I've not watched a whole lot of Liverpool. So it'd be unfair for me to say, yeah, they've lost Trent. I watched them against Bournemouth. And I think that's it. I don't think I've watched them again. I tell a lie. I watched them against Arsenal. Watched them against Bournemouth. I watched them against Arsenal. I'm trying to think who else. I might have watched them again. But I've not watched them too often. Let me just double check this. Oh, yeah, I watched them against Everton as well. I knew there was one other game. So, yeah, Bournemouth, Arsenal, Everton are the 3. But I'll be watching them against Chelsea. Then they play us. I'll be doing the game against Frankfurt as well. And the Brentford game. So, their next 4 games I'm going to be watching. I'm locked in. Jason says, slot system hurting some of these players. Then you have to look at the manager. Because you know it's not a quality issue. No one going to tell me that Liverpool got a lack of quality. Nah. So we got to look at Arne Slot. Hey, you better get it together. Because don't let Pep, or even worst case scenario, Arteta, beat you to that league title. After you've added Wirtz and Isak. And you got Salah, Van Dijk, Alisson, Gravenberch. All right. As bad as it is being Manchester United fan, the fallout from the 2 teams that don't win the league are going to be fantastic. So if City win it and it's Arsenal and Liverpool, or if Liverpool win it and it's City and Arsenal, or if Arsenal win it and it's City and Liverpool, hey, uncomfortable conversations for those managers and those 2 teams. Whoever don't win it. I don't think any of them are winning the champs. I don't think any of the English teams are winning the Champions League. Big up Megan. Which Megan we talking about? Megan Good? Megan the Stallion? Which Megan? Meg from Family Guy? Big up Jess though. Speaking of Tottenham, Tottenham's recent games, 3 games with 3 draws. Do you think Jez is having a point on Thomas Frank? Yeah, Jez. That's why when Jez says those type of things, as much as he's an asshole, which he is, he's not saying it for no reason. So when he's saying, "Hey, we are getting results, but something's off with the football," I'm like, okay. But when he first said it, I don't watch Spurs like that. So I'm not gonna lie, but I did watch Spurs against Brighton. They played well. Just said that was one of our better games, but then I watched them against whoever they played after. Who was it? Was it a Wolves game? I think it was the Wolves game, and I was like, yeah, just got a point. And then when I'm seeing other content creators, like I seen X talk about the football as well, when he's talking about the Bodo Glint game and how bad it was. Like, yeah, the Wolves game, Bodo Glint, I heard they weren't too good. I didn't watch. So, yeah. Why is it there? I said the Stallion. Why did she post up some new pictures or something? What's going on? Flawless, I know you hate Liverpool, but we can't have Arsenal winning it. It stinks either way around. I hate Liverpool, I hate Arsenal, I hate City. So either way, I lose. Either way, I lose. I don't win. So yeah, I don't want any of them winning it. There's no. Even though I despise Liverpool more, Arsenal winning it's not like, all right, that's well and good. That stinks as well. Same way City. That stinks as well. That stinks. Off topic, but yo, Danny almost got me in tears yesterday. Yeah. Giannis caught me out with that one. Yes. Oh, the video you sent. Right. I know what you're talking about now. That's the new trend now, isn't it? Big up AEM, man. Says we got so much midfielders, but not top quality midfielders. They're just bodies. We need to sell Endo, Mac, and Jones, replaced with Belieber and Wharton. So what, you don't think your midfield's good? I think you have one of the better midfields in the league. You definitely got one of the better defenses and one of the better attacks. Arguably their best attack, probably the second best defense. And your midfield is probably like third. But now they ain't top quality. Hey, man, we're going to see. I Flawless, I could understand Slot is struggling to find the correct combination. I told you our left winger or midfield would be a problem, and that's happening. So your midfield wasn't a problem last year. So you're saying Wirtz is a problem, sir? Because when it was McAllister, Gravenberch, and Szoboszlai, it was working. So you're saying adding Wirtz in there was off-throwing the balance? Let me know. And Gakpo's not been at it. But he still managed to score goals and create and do. I'm just asking. Like I said, I only watched, like I said, Liverpool a couple times, but I'm going to be watching more closely because of how the schedule of games is. So Champions League and Premier League. I'm going to be watching. It took 2 losses to the midfield to be a big problem. Inside his defense, he did mention these things. But like I said, I don't blame the personnel. I blame Slot because the personnel is good enough. The personnel is good enough. With Gravenberch, McAllister, Wirtz, Szoboszlai, Curtis Jones, Endo. That's good enough. That's good enough. And that was the conversation, because if I said it wasn't, man wouldn't be trying to hear it. It's good enough. Because Sai did mention it, but he still has Liverpool winning the league. So I'm telling you, you got to figure that out. So I think the balance is the team is off. Wirtz hasn't balanced them, yes, because their midfield were an issue last year. And Pops made this point about, and Lex made it too. Everyone in the midfield's a footballer. When I say that, that's not no disrespect, but they're all better on the ball than they are off the ball. Somebody's got to go get the ball back. Then winning the ball back, whether it's tackling or interceptions or both, is not Gravenberch's game. It's not McAllister's game, and it's not Wirtz's game. So you add in off the ball, it's not that they're not giving you a lot, but they're not going to win the ball back, and then there's a distinct lack of physicality in there as well. For all Szoboszlai's issues and faults, you go win the ball back. You go hunt the ball back and run around and cover ground. So yes, there. And I also think it's not just the balance. I think the way Liverpool are playing. I think they're playing at too slow a tempo, because that seems to be a common theme. They seem to just get a goal up, 2 goals up, and then it's like relax and just take it easy and like, nah, you need to speed things up, man. Speed things up. I also think inverting like Frimpong or inverting Kirkes makes no sense. Like, let them overlap. Well, Sai was one of the few. There was barely any midfield convos a couple of weeks ago. Similar to the Spurs conversation, results. People, only a few people, so only like a Sai or like a Jez when it comes to Liverpool and Spurs, respectively, will look at problems or potential problems even when winning. But most people didn't because they were 6-6. So it's like, we're 6-6. The general consensus was we're 6-6. Who cares? And Vertze even played well, and Isak's barely played, so we're gonna be fine. All right. You know how it is now. Spurs now they've drew a few games. But if they had won those games, and I bet them everything Jez was saying back then, he's saying it. Yeah, other people are saying now, and he's saying now it's too much results-based analysis. That's what it is. Too much results based. I reckon Arsenal, Newcastle, Palace all have better midfields than ours. We just have goalkeepers, defenders, and forwards. Midfield is definitely a problem. Can't win the ball or pass. I disagree with this. I don't think Palace have a better midfield than you. I don't. I don't think Palace do. I don't think Chelsea do. I'm not gonna lie. Caicedo I rate highly, yes. But Enzo, no. And if you're adding Palmer, you could say so. But the point is making, I don't think it's different. I think it's different. Because Chelsea have midfield issues for different reasons. I think theirs is just more personnel than actual balance. Caicedo a monster. Palmer, Cole, you got two of the best in the league in their positions. So they really should be performing better. But I don't think Palace have a better midfield than you. AEM, you wouldn't swap your midfield options for Palace. And you wouldn't swap your midfield options for Newcastle. We ain't doing that. Because we're adding Verts in there. Verts is included in this midfield, by the way. Because if it's a pivot and a 10, that's it. Nah, we're not doing that. You wouldn't swap it for Newcastle's, Palace's, or Chelsea. A man saying they're giving up Verts now. Just go, let me know, AEM. Would you swap your midfield for Chelsea's midfield, Crystal Palace's midfield, Newcastle's midfield, and Arsenal's midfield? So you'd swap McAllister, Gravenberch, and Verts for Rice, Zubimendi, Odegaard. I don't think you would. You'd swap those three for Wharton, Lerma, and it's tough because they play a pivot. Let's say Sa. Newcastle shield midfield for yours. Caicedo, Enzo, Palmer. You might do Caicedo, Enzo, Palmer for Verts. Yeah. Midfield is the reason we lost the Palace. Wasn't our attack or defenders. Midfield couldn't get the ball to our forwards or protect our defenders. But Gravenberch and McAllister are good enough on the ball to play into your forwards. They're not elite at it, but they're good enough. Like Gravenberch is no scrub on the ball. McAllister is no scrub on the ball. Nah. AEM, that's not what I asked. Would you swap your midfield trio for Palaces? So would you swap Gravenberch, McAllister, and Verts for Wharton, Lerma, and Sa? And the other team you mentioned as well, would you swap that midfield trio for the Shield midfield, WWE Attitude Era midfield of Newcastle? Would you swap it for Arsenal's of Zubimendi, Rice, and Odegaard? And would you swap it for, and what was the other one you mentioned? Let me start with. I was trying to think of a 10 Warrior J because they play in a pivot. All right, I'll eliminate it for Palace. I'll change it. Would you swap Gravenberch and McAllister for Wharton and Lerma? I'm with my nephew. I ain't hearing this. I'm sorry. AEM's my guy, but I'm not hearing this. I'm sorry, I'm not. Because if I would have said this, I'd get slaughtered. So we ain't doing this. No. Okay, Will Hughes then. We'll throw in Will Hughes. We'll change it then to Will. So Will Hughes, Wharton, and Will Hughes and Wharton for Gravenberch and McAllister. No. AEM, we're not doing that. Not individuals. We're saying as a unit. So as a unit, don't pick we can all do that and pick out the best and say, all right, well, we'll take your best for central midfielder for ours. I didn't ask that. I'm saying as a trio, or in Palace's case, as a duo. So would you swap Gravenberch and McAllister for Adam Wharton and Will Hughes? Would you swap Add Wirtz into that for Newcastle's midfield, Arsenal's midfield, Chelsea's midfield of Caicedo, Lavia don't play, so Caicedo, Lavia, and Palmer for Wirtz, Gravenberch, McAllister. So do you think Arsenal's midfield has more balance than Liverpool's? Does it have more balance? No. I don't think it has more. Actually, yes, it has more balance, but I don't think it's better. I wouldn't swap Liverpool's midfield for Arsenal's. The way Slot is using it is the problem. Does it have more balance? Yes, but I don't think it's better. I think the problem is Slot and the way it's playing, and McAllister and Wirtz not being at it. If Wirtz was playing like £100 million player, you wouldn't hear this. So we ain't letting Wirtz get off this, because if he was not 008, we wouldn't be hearing this conversation. These are conversations we was not having at the start of the season. We're not letting Wirtz off this. This is on Slot, and this is on it. I'm not doing this. This is not what we're doing. So do I think Arsenal's is more balanced? Yes, but would I swap it personally? No. And if I get Gravenberch, McAllister, and Wirtz firing, I think that's better than Zubimendi, Rice, Odegaard. That's just me. And Liverpool fans before the season wouldn't have done that. This is not a conversation. You see how results change things, people. This is the Elliot Anderson conversation we was having just a few days ago. Because when he was behind Lewis Miley at Newcastle, no one was talking about him. But he goes to Forest, Nuno gets the best out of him, he performs well, and now he's certified. Now it's all Elliot Anderson. So when he was at Newcastle, no one was saying nothing. We got to stop this. No one was saying Liverpool's midfield was a problem, apart from a few. Put this on Wirtz, put this on McAllister, put this on Gravenberch. That's a whole different thing. To be honest, Flawless, you could argue Liverpool's 3 are overrated. That's a whole different conversation, Bitcoin. Do I think Gravenberch is overrated? No. McAllister a little bit, yes. Wirtz, we're assessing it as we see fit. Hey, AEM, man, I asked you a question. Would you swap it for those 4 teams you mentioned? I genuinely want to know. Right now, would you swap your midfield for Arsenal's midfield? Or the midfield is just not midfielding? And is your manager just not managing at the level he's supposed to be? Because these weren't conversations beforehand. So yeah, I'm asking, yeah, as a unit. That's why I'm saying trio for trio. Because they mentioned it, so I want to know. Because he said Palace. So is he swapping his pivot for their pivot? Is he taking Will Hughes and Wharton over Gravenberch and McAllister? If the answer is no, then it's not better. All right, so we got Arsenal's. So you take Arsenal's. All right, cool. So Gravenberch, so we're saying Arsenal's, yes. Okay, so what about Palace's? What about Newcastle's? What about who's the other? And Chelsea's? Okay, so no to Crystal Palace. Okay, because Crystal Palace's ain't bad, and the other 2 as well. So we're saying Arsenal have the best midfield trio as a unit. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it's just the way it's deployed. And this is why it's key. This is why it's key. Because I think Liverpool's midfield, yes, it has deficiencies, yes. But it's not poor. It's not bad. It's not completely, and it doesn't have the best balance, but it has enough balance to perform better. Figure it out. Because people will say Arsenal's ain't really the best on the ball. People could throw that like in regards to progressing the football. Like no Rice or Zubimendi are excellent at progressing the ball. Yeah. City probably have the best. City's mid. That's why, midfield is very, very good cities. So that's what I'm saying. If it was Rice, Zubimendi, there's no elite. Who's the elite passer there? Yes, Rice is good, like off the ball defensively. Zubimendi, I wouldn't say is much better than a Gravenberch or a McAllister. I don't think any of those four are elite passes. I'd say McAllister and Gravenberch are better on the ball. Flawless Slot changed his midfield tactics and Mac is not in form. He's coming so deep to take the ball that can't happen. So that in there lies the problem. So it's not a balance issue. Oh, if it's Caicedo, Lavia, Palmer, whole different conversation. But Lavia can't stay fit. If it's Caicedo, Lavia, Palmer, there's nothing really topping that, to be honest. You got two press resistant midfielders, two midfielders who can go win the ball back, two midfielders that are good on the ball, and then you got Palmer in front of that. It's quality. So then again, even Caicedo's a good passer of the ball, as is Lavia, but I wouldn't call him elite. Say very good. Yeah, Lavia got to step on the pitch. That's Lavia's issue. But yeah, it's balanced. Like Sai mentioned, balance. Short-term thinking is what football fans always do. It's never the right way. And this is why I bring these conversations back. Because if I would have said this 1st of August, no one would have been trying to hear it. How can you say that Arsenal's midfield's better than Liverpool's? It's more balanced. No, it's not. We got Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, and £100 million verts. Nobody would be trying to hear what I was trying to say if I tried to say this in August. Now it's a problem. Ain't no balance problem. Players are not playing up to the standard, in particular Verts, and the manager's not managing at a good level. That's where the issue lies. Slot tactically is getting it completely wrong in terms of the midfield, and Verts has been horrible. Let's just really be real. That's what it is. Because if Verts was performing like £100 million midfielder, we wouldn't be having these conversations. Because watch when they turn it around and then we ask, who's got the better midfield? I'm telling you, tactics. It matters. It matters. Flawless, that's why I said you need a new midfielder who can control the game. I think you can control the game with the midfield you have. Because I don't think it's a lack of possession. I think it's tactically. I think you're more than capable of control, because you don't have to control it with the midfielder sense. Just keep the ball ticking. You had no issue controlling you had no issue controlling games last season. For the most part, midfield was not a problem. Was not a problem. Right. Apart from the Big Six, which team in the Premier League is surprising you so far? You have watched. Let me pull up the league. Sunderland, I'd say. Palace got a good manager. Bournemouth got a good manager. So I'd probably say Sunderland. If someone would have said, Sunderland would be sat 5th, 6 games in, I'd be like, probably not. As I look at the running they've had as well. They beat Forest away, drew at home to Villa, went to Palace and got a draw, beat Brentford. All right, they lost to Burnley and then they packed up West Ham as well. I'd probably say Sunderland. That's who I'd say. Sunderland. Well, honorary shout to Palace and Bournemouth. But Sunderland, I would say. That's what I'll go with. The side here, the thing is, I wouldn't say Chelsea don't really have I wouldn't put Caicedo in the controller bracket. Enzo, you could, but I don't think Enzo's been at it as well. I'm trying to think. Again, tactical, man. It's a tactical thing, and players not being at it. Yeah, Villa been shocking. I've been surprised at how bad Villa have been. But I think they can turn it around. They have a good manager and good enough players. So I think overall they'll be all right. And they just went to Feyenoord and won as well. So beat Fulham on the weekend. They beat Bologna before that. And they'll fancy their chances on Sunday against Burnley before the international break. So they'll go for it. 110% they'll go for it. You lot continue to run up the likes though. Continue to run up the likes. Continue to hit the subscribe button as well. I need to get something to eat shortly, man. My stomach is rumbling here. Jesus. Hey, we're just 2 points off Chelsea. Don't let them lose Saturday. Hopefully they don't. We need a Chelsea win, man. We need a Chelsea win just for the meltdown. Just for the meltdown, we need a Chelsea win. But you lot continue to get your questions in. Don't have to be on the topic at hand. It can be something else, people. Flawless this season because we got new fullbacks that changed our midfield performance also. And I never seen Maka as a controller. I get that. But then again, this is them personnel and figuring it out. Because I think your team is much better than the performances are way off where you can be at. You're the best team in the league. Perform like it. Liverpool are the best team in the league. General consensus is they're winning the league. So start performing like the best team in the league. Because you're not. You're far from it. That falls on the manager. That falls on the players. Do I think has the best attack in the league based on balance? Yo, the attacks are not good, you know. Jesus. Balance-wise. Probably Liverpool, even though it's not performing. You got Vert, who's a 10. You got Isak and Ekatike, who are 9s. You've got Salah, who's a right winger. You know what he gives you. And you got Gakpo. They just performing terribly. They just performing terribly. But it's right there on paper. Everyone was saying Liverpool best attack. And it's balanced. There should be no one really getting in anyone's way. Obviously, it takes a while to click. But yeah, I'd say Liverpool. Look at Arsenal up there. Because they have it. You got Odegaard and Eze as 10s. Martinelli and Trossard. But even though they're not the best left wingers, you got Saka, Madueke, you got Gyökeres. Even Moreno if he's a 9. City also have it. City are up there. With Haaland, with Marmoush, Foden, Cherky, Doku, like, I'd say. Yeah. Say this again. Say this again. Sorry. Flawless, I seen a video of Amorim at Sporting and the opponent outnumbered the midfield too, so he's still doing the same. Yeah, the midfield can be outnumbered, but there's things you can do to combat that. You have one of your 10s drop in. You have one of your wing backs drop. No, actually, you don't want one of your wing backs. You have one of your 10s drop in, or you have one of your mid centre backs push forward. Because Palace play this system and they're fine. Palace play this system and they're absolutely fine. They don't get outnumbered. And they play Wharton, Hughes, Lerma. And that's fine. There's ways to do it. Like I said, you have an extra centre back, let the centre back step up, or you have a 10 drop in, or you have one of the wing backs invert into the midfield, and then the other wing back drops, and then it's a flat back 4. How do I know this? I am far from a tactical genius. Far from a tactical genius. My tactical knowledge is extremely limited when it comes to breakdowns and things. But even I know that. All right, we're getting outnumbered in the midfield. I've played midfield and said that. Because I play in it, whether I'm playing in a pivot or playing as a single 6, I've said, hey, to the 10, get in here. What are we doing? You can see what's going on here. We're getting outnumbered, man. Or tell my winger, hey, don't worry about the fullback. Drop in here, man needs help. And because I played with the same team for so long, they knew at times. I pointed to because our right wing was cold. You know what I'm saying? One of the best players I've ever played with. Ridiculous. Play everywhere on the pitch. I just look at him like, yo. I just Dave have to say, yo, just look at him and you know. It's really that isn't that difficult. It's really not that difficult. I see a Sunday 1-0 win at Old Trafford. If that happens, does Amorim get sacked? No, I don't think he gets sacked. Flawless. Our forward attack has less options. We don't have variety wingers and we got 2 wingers. That's it. Is your attack better on paper though, Si? Or is it worse? You lost RIP Jota every single time and lost Darwin Núñez and added Isak Ekatike. And yeah, Isak Ekatike. Is your attack better? Oh yeah, you lost Diaz as well. RIP Jota, quality centre forward. We know about his level. You might rate Núñez or Diaz like that. I'm not hearing this. Your attack's better. Your attack, so your manager and your attackers have to figure this out. And guess what? Your attack would be better if your world record number 10 actually was performing well. Guarantee. When he starts performing better, guess what? Your attack will start performing better. When your creator actually starts creating. I'm telling you right now. Yeah. I'm sticking to my even if Maguire's playing, I'm sticking to it. Yes. Well, yeah, this all falls at the manager and Wirtz, mainly. Your number 10 Your number 10 is not number 10. So therefore, everyone else suffers. Same way if your defensive midfielder is not defensive midfield, then your midfield is going to suffer the structure. Same way if your centre backs are not centre backing and fullbacks and so forth. It's really easy. It falls at verts. See how we've spoken about the pivot, the players behind him, and now the players in front of him. It's him. Him. Yeah, true. They both can't start. We'll figure it out. If you play a back three, they can both start. Gotta figure something out. You got the best team in the league, side. You got the best team in the league. Figure it out. Most important position on the pitch, Uncle. Probably biased, but I'd say midfield. There hasn't been a side that has won the Premier League by Blackburn that hasn't had an at least bare minimum top quality midfielder. Top quality midfielder. And you're not dominating without it. Like outside of Blackburn, who I think had Tim Sherwood, I can't remember who the other one was. Liverpool had Fabinho, who at that time was top quality. Everyone else had an absolute, he one of the best in Europe, or he one of the best ever in the Premier League. And you're not dominating without it. What did people say during Klopp's reign? The midfield wasn't good enough. You look at that team, people was point to the midfield and say, that's where we lack quality. Henderson, Wijnaldum. No one ever criticized the front three of Salah, Firmino, Mane. No one criticized the back four of the goalkeeper, midfield. No one ever. That's the only criticism I heard of Liverpool. It was never the defense. It was never the goalkeeper, the defense, or the front three. Midfield. If Fabinho had just one top quality midfielder in there, they might have dominated. Do you know who JT? Go see who they had. I'll let you answer this question. Go see who was in the Leicester midfield when they won the league. Go see who was in there. Flawless, I never said we got the best team in the league. I also said our window is 6.5. Now you can understand. I hear that, but you winning the league. So therefore, you think it's capable of being the best in the league. If you think you can win the league, if you're predicting your team to win the league, you're saying we can be the best, and you're far from it. We ain't changing that. Exactly. They had N'Golo Kante, one of the best Premier League midfielders of all time. Of all time. That good that he won the league there, left, went to Chelsea and won the league again. He's one of the best midfielders of all time. Like if we do from 2015, actually, because I was just before it, we do from 2010 to 2025 best Premier League 11, he's in the conversation. All the midfielders who helped their teams win the league are in that conversation. So whether it's N'Golo Kante, whether it's Fabinho, whether it's Rodri, whether it's De Bruyne or Gundogan or Foden, doesn't mean that your defense is not important, of course. Doesn't mean your strikers, but I just look at central midfield and go, that's an area I've never seen anybody dominate and not carry, but they haven't had someone who's outstanding there. Like I said, the worst is probably Tim Sherwood, and that's yonks ago. Fabinho, outside of that, he's probably the second one, and it's like Fabinho's no scrub. He's no scrub whatsoever. Flawless, I predicted that because of Slot, but I still think we're lacking options. So therefore, Slot perform. You're proving my point here, sir. You're saying I predicted that because of Slot. So Slot's not doing what you expected of him. Perform better. You're one of the best managers in the league. Perform like it. Again, welcome to expectations. Heavy is the head that wears the crown, as I keep stating, and will continue to do so. You have spent all this money. You have some of the best players in the league in their positions. Perform so. And they're not. That's on the individuals themselves, and that's also on the manager. Perform better. Because if Liverpool were flying and performing well, there'd be none of this conversation. Everyone got to perform better. Scoreline prediction for Liverpool, Chelsea, 2-2, 2 apiece. I only see Verts going And if we deploy him, how Villa deploy Morgan Rogers, but we need 2 attacking midfielders so we can have a partner. I would use Chiesa, but that means goodbye to our wingers. You got to figure it out, AEM. I hear you. You got to figure it out. Like I said before, Alisson, best goalkeeper. Van Dijk, best centre-back. Kanate, one of the best centre-backs. Frimpong, one of the best right-backs in the league. Kirkes, one of the best left-backs in the league. Gravenberch, one of the top midfielders in the league. Arguably would get in the Premier League 11 right now. McAllister, one of the better Premier League central midfielders. Wirtz, the best 10 in the league. Salah, the best right winger in the league. Gakpo, one of the better left wingers in the league, even though the pool is not the biggest. And Isak, second best striker in the league. Got the best of everything. Got the best of everything. I just know what we're doing. People will tell you how bad Arteta is and how City's defense ain't it. Or win the league. Do I actually think Liverpool still win the league? Yes. But you ain't above critique when you're performing like this. Perform better. Simple as that. I perform better. And right now, Slot and the players are not. So you have to hold criticism for that. And don't go lose to Chelsea. Say that much. Don't go lose to Chelsea. Yo, Liverpool fans, do you guys have the best starting 11 in the league? Good question. The AEM side or the Chelsea lot in the chat. Chelsea lot or the Liverpool lot in the chat. Do you have the best 11 in the league? On paper. Would you swap? Here's another one. I'll go one further. Would you swap your starting 11 for anybody else's starting 11? We'll go there. Anyone in the league. So, City, Arsenal, Chelsea, whoever. Would any Liverpool fans swap their 11 for what's it called? Hey, Sai, would you swap your 11 for anyone else's 11 in the league? Hey, you see the crown, people. You see when LeBron James does this. It looks pretty when you're wearing the crown and that, and you reading the riches. You know what I'm saying? And you the king, and it's your kingdom. You know what I'm saying, and everyone's jesters and jokers for you. But that shit heavy because people expect king shit from you. You gotta go fight and win wars and and you know what I'm saying, solve any issues with the townsfolk. No, don't rate Arsenal's front line. Don't rate. So yes, so AEM. So you're in agreement. You have the best 11 in the league then, which I actually agree with. Hey, side, don't run. What are you saying? Would you swap your 11 for anybody else's 11 in the league, despite its shortcomings? And you lot won't swap managers with anyone else anyway. So clearly, manager and players ain't doing the business. Hey, man, 2 losses will do that to you, man. Humbling. That's what it is. Crashing down to earth. That's what that will do. Not the wind out your sails. It's like a body punch from Merrill Spence. Jeez, gonna make you keel over. Bear in mind, they're still top of the league by 2 points, and they still gonna finish top 8. He did say you needed more options, but I bet Arsenal and City would say that. Who has the perfect team? I think PSG could do with more options. I think Real Madrid and Barcelona could do with more options. We had the Barcelona lot on the Q&A yesterday talking about it. They're my pick to win the Champions League. They're one of the best teams. They don't have every team could do with more options. Also, the question was, would you swap Liverpool's 11 for anybody else's 11 in the league? Would you swap your starting 11 for anybody else's starting 11? Exactly, nephew. Everyone in the world can do with more options. PSG could do with more options. Definitely. You seen the team they put out yesterday. You see the team they put out yesterday? Like, we're talking about, yes, it's 3 injuries, but they had 3 backups. Right? No. Player for player. Start of the season side. So start of the season, every team is blanked out. You're saying, all right, I'm rating these teams 1 to 20 in the league. You're rating these teams 1 to 20. Where would you put Liverpool's starting 11 against everybody else's starting 11? Flawless, what you expecting from Ineos to move faster or give him time? And do you think the people in the board should be fired? People in the board shouldn't be in the job. But that's a whole different conversation because they did a deal with the Glazers. Ineos, they don't move fast. I do expect them to be proactive in this managerial side of things because outside of the managerial side of things, I actually don't have any complaints about them. Outside of doing a deal with the Glazers, so that's why I never liked them. But I have no issues. I have zero issues. Zero. So that's what I'd say in regards to it. Because I look at it, the buying players, the selling the players, reducing the wage bill, the new stadium, the new training facilities, slashing the staff, all that good stuff. I'm with it. Flawless, the bookies have made Arsenal favourites for both the Prem and the Champs. They don't like losing money, so they might be onto something. Stop it, AEM. This is so disingenuous. So disingenuous. This is so disingenuous. All right, cool. All right, man. That just means people are putting money on Arsenal to do that. So lower the odds. Is that even true? Let me actually check that. You are the favourites for the Champs. Let me see. Let me have a look. Favourites for, let me see. Let's see. Let's have a look. The odds. Let's have a look. Right, here we go. Odds checker. I don't know why I'm looking at this like I know exactly. So yeah, they've got PSG. I think it's PSG, Arsenal, Barca, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, City, Liverpool, Inter Milan, Chelsea. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inter Milan 8, Chelsea 9. All right. So yeah, bookmakers do get things wrong because there's no way that. Does anyone think Bayern Munich are a better side than Liverpool? Does anyone think Arsenal are a better side than Barcelona? You take City's team over yours right now because of how you're performing. But at the start of the season, that wasn't the case. Because they don't have a better defense than you lot. They don't have a better defense. Midfield, them, yes. Do they have a better attack than yours? I don't think so. That wasn't the conversation. Verts is the best 10 in the league. Salah's the best right winger. Isak's number 2. See how shit changes. What we doing out here? They don't have a better defense. They don't have a better defense. Midfield, yes, I think their midfield is better than yours, and they don't have a better attack. Granted, they have Haaland. Because man weren't saying Foden was better than Verts. And Isak's number 2 to Haaland, by the way. So you've got the next best thing. There's no right winger they have that's better than Salah. And then left wing. We saying Doku over Gakpo. Oh Lord, Joe. Hey man, you lot are crumbling under this. Hopefully Slot ain't crumbling like you, Simon. Crumbling under the pressure over there. Crumbling. Mad thing. Who would I take? Eze or Vert? Eze, I'll always go Prem. If someone's performing in the Prem, I'll always go and take them. Because Verts, I think, is supremely talented and I think he'll actually be good. But yeah, if I got a chance between, I'm gonna go Eze. Yes, and then they have better strike for like City don't have them. City don't have no variation. Options wise, attacking wise, who's the backup to Haaland? Let me actually pull up City squad. Granted, they got Oscar Bob, but their left hand side is who's on their left? Because Marmoush 10, right? Marmoush 10. What can play left? I'm actually pulling up City squad now. I feel like I'm missing someone. Let me have a look. So Marmoush, Foden, Doku, Cherky, Oscar Bob, Savinio. Flawless, that's why I said at the start of the season, I can't predict how players perform. No, don't do that. We all made predictions. Nope. We ain't doing that side. You predicted Liverpool to win the league. We ain't moving off that. Nope. Nope. Not in the slightest. Nah. Tell your manager and your players to perform better. It's not what we doing. Say you don't have a better 11 and you are a better squad. Stop it. You weren't saying that at the start of the season. It was City's defense is terrible. As bad as your defensive options are, they're worse than you lot defensively. On paper. Hey, man, it's running from expectations. It's crazy. They don't have no backup to Haaland either. How much is that, TK? How much was he? You lot in the chat. So, all right, man. See you lot. Yeah. Were you surprised about Crystal Palace's unbeaten run? What, the 19 games or 20 games? Yeah. I don't follow Palace like that. Flawless, if Liverpool smoke Chelsea 4-0, side will be on there with a different tone completely. Oh, we going to remember this. You know what I'm saying? We going to remember this. Because man was smiling and cheesing and happy during the summer. In regards to not overall, the overall team, but like the players they had brought in. When he was talking about Wirtz, man lit up. Man was confident about getting Isak, which I was wrong about. Confident. Now his balance and all these. All right. Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't write off City either. I wouldn't write off City. Nah, Gakpo's better than Doku. Even though Doku's performing better right now, Gakpo's better than Doku to me. I'm sorry. That's just me. Right, final few questions, you lot, before we close out. Final few questions. We've been here just over an hour. And run up the likes and the subscribe button as well. Make sure you subscribe to the Clips channel, Sarcasm City TV Clips, and subscribe to the gaming channel as well. Savinho's technically sound, but you don't get no end product. Zero. When I watch him, I'm like, yo, you seem to have it all. And then it's like, you just don't do anything with the ball. Like, you don't do nothing. Oh, well, remember this, man. 2 games and everything left. So it's going to be interesting to hear the conversation when Wirtz starts firing. Because I think he will. And Isak starts scoring goals, which I think he will. And Salah gets it together and Gakpo and everyone else. Oh, yeah. I know you don't run. I know that. I would never label that as you. Yeah. You're not performing well. Absolutely. Prediction for the weekend games. Give me a sec. Let me pull them up. Bournemouth, Fulham, 2-1 Bournemouth. 2-1 Bournemouth. Leeds, Spurs, fuck Leeds. 1-0 Spurs. United, Sunderland, 1-0 Sunderland. Arsenal, West Ham, 2-0 West Ham. Chelsea, Liverpool, 2 apiece. Everton, Palace, 1-0. Newcastle, Forest, 2-0 Newcastle. Wolves, Brighton, 2-1 Brighton. Villa, Burnley. Hey, man, we going 3-0. We going 3-0 Villa. Brentford, Manchester City. 2-1 Manchester City. Wirtz and Isak scoring against Man United. I agree on that, Flawless. Hey, the conversation would be different if Isak bags a hat-trick against us. It'd be different. Very, very different. But Flawless, if Cunha and Bremo continue to perform poor, United the problem. No, I wouldn't say so. The sole problem. We're part of the problem, yes. If you have players at your football club who are not performing, that falls on you and them. How much people want to proportion blame, yeah. But United a problem, yes. But them two in particular and Bremo need to do better. So no, I wouldn't say we are the sole problem, but is it a problem? Are we part of the problem? Yeah. But if they were performing well, we would be part of the success. Slot sold the wrong players. Should have sold Gakpo, not Diaz, and should have kept Elliott. Slot gutted our team from game changers and prem winners. All right, remember this AM, Fez. Flawless. Now I'm also saying we'll win the league. I know you said you'll win the league, but I'm having so many questions about slot tactics and some players' performance. I hear it, and that's where I'm critical because you have questions about slots performances, slots tactics, and the player performances, and so do I. Oh yeah, back to it. In regards to, I think once Manchester United get a half decent manager, most of our players will be fine. I think most, as we're seeing right now, talking about Wirtz, who's a talented player, and tactics are Liverpool a problem. Are Liverpool a problem because Wirtz, Gakpo, McAllister, Salah, Kirkes, or Frimpong are not performing well. So are Liverpool a problem? No, they're just a part of the problem. See how things work out, and they're players who are much more talented than the players Manchester United have. Not so much Mbrammo and Cunha, I'm talking the rest of the team. But no one will label that at Liverpool. Why have they got a world record transfer fee at 10 that's not 10 right now? So Liverpool are a problem. No, it's on Hurt. He got to do better. Slot also has to do better, and the players around him have to do better. Arsenal's next 3 matches are in London, West Ham, Fulham, and Palace. How many points do you see Arsenal getting in those London derbies? Where are they at? Let me pull up their fixtures. It's tough with what's it called? They'll beat West Ham. Did they beat Fulham? They'll beat Fulham. I think they come unstuck against Palace. I think Palace can get some. 2 wins and a draw. More crossovers this international break. No, and what I'm trying to do, not got a name for it, so this isn't 100%. But I'm trying to create. I've already mentioned this to you lot before. I'm trying to do a new set of specials. I just not got a name, for like the up and coming content creators. So the content creators that are like started their journey, they're like 6 months in, or a year in, or a year and a half, and like new and they're gaining traction. So I'll do that with like content creators who are like, I don't know, 5K subscribers and less, but I've just not got a name. 1, 2 things. 1, I've not got a name for it. I'm just looking through names, and 2, I might not 110% do it. I might not. Nah, not the specials you're thinking of. Not the gold specials, and not the second wave. It's a new set. But like I said, thinking of a name and trying to figure out the schedule and everything like that. Dot the I's and cross all the T's. Flawless, if you knew Amarim would get sacked after Sunderland, would you not care about the result? Yeah, I'd still care about the result because of Manchester United through and through, and us not getting that 3 points could cost us come the end of the season. We could be, let's say, we lose that, you get sacked, and a new manager joins, has a great, whether it's interim or permanent, has a great end, well, not great end, has a great season, and we're 3 points off 4th, or we're 3 points off 5th, or 2 points off 6th, or miss out on Europe by a point. That's a game I'm going to look at. So nah, I can't. Yeah. I'll be a cold show, them teams after the Big 6, getting them on the show. What do you mean? Say this again, nephew. Say this again. I know, like I said, Warrior J, not definitely. I'm just trying to figure it out. But I always tell, because you lot, this is late solo Q&A, you lot support heavily, regulars, mods, members, all that good stuff. So I'm going to tell you lot, like, some of the behind the scenes stuff that's going on. So, but you're still going to get the regular shows the following week. So from the 4th, it's the 5th. So from the 6th, you'll still get, so from the 6th to the 12th, from the 6th to the 10th, you'll get all the regular shows. So you'll get Man United, fan calling shows members, United City, United Spurs, sports Q&As with everybody else, the solo ones like this, you'll still get all of these shows. Yeah, still get them all. So the Newcastle, Villa, Forest, Palace, getting them on the panel will be our cold show. Yes, it's just getting the correct individuals. That's all it is. Because I already mentioned this, I've got actual name for that type of show. I've already got it, got the name, got the idea, the thumbnail, how it would look, the design, the whole 9. We're all in due time. I've already mentioned this. There's a couple shows that I've got ideas for. I've just knocked off the ground for various reasons. You got to dot all the I's and cross all the T's. AM, no, I don't have FC 26 yet. I am going to get it. Problem is getting it is just, what's the word I'm looking for? What the phrase I'm looking for? It's just time. That's all. Because with all the content I do on here, you got all the watch-alongs on the Clips channel and all that content, NBA being back. I just got to figure out how to get the gaming on I need it on a weekly basis, to be honest. If I'm going to run it, I got to run it properly. It's got to be a weekly basis, which would be great because you got pro clubs on there, NBA 2Ks on there as well and stuff like that. So, yeah. Don't know yet, nephew. That's why I was talking about it in regards to it. I got to figure out how I'm going, if it's gaming, how I'm going to get it in the content. I'm going to get it on the schedule on a regular basis. So I'm going to get pro clubs on EAFC 26. I'm going to get NBA 2K. I'm going to get whatever game it is. I know more games will come out. People are like, yo, you should play this. I keep getting asked that question, which makes me believe, all right, you lot want to see me on FC 26. As the career mode as well, I do that. But I just got to figure it out, man, because time is something I don't have a lot of, man. Time ain't my friend. I'm telling you like that. So I'll figure it out. But make sure you subscribe to the gaming channel because that's where it'll be. I do the odd stream on here, but all the gaming content is on the gaming channel. That's why I ran GTA just before this as well. Sarcasm City TV Gaming, go subscribe, people. Because we're at road to 1,000 actually. Because we're at like 947 or something like that. So go get us up to 1,000 subscribers on the gaming channel, people. We're like 53, 52 short on the gaming channel. So do that. Oh, yeah. Go subscribe to the Clips channel as well, because we're like 30 short of 350. And that's where all the watch-alongs will be going down as well this weekend, obviously outside of the Manchester United ones. I don't know what happened to my voice there. Started sounding like Batman. Yeah, the Clips channel. People, go subscribe. I just dropped the link in the chat. But it's on the featured channel page anyway. You'll see it here. 1 second. Look. Sarcasm CTV Clips. So look, Bournemouth, Fulham today. Leeds, Spurs, Chelsea, Liverpool. 2 La Liga games as well. Madrid, Villarreal, Sevilla, Barca. The Madrid game is Saturday. Sevilla, Barca, Sunday game. And you got past live streams and then all the clips as well. So make sure you go subscribe to the Sarcasm CTV Clips YouTube channel, people. You're at 321. So yeah, need to get us up to 350. And then the gaming channel as well. Which is, where we at? Right here. Yeah, oh shit, we're at 950. So yeah, go subscribe, people. Go subscribe to the gaming channel. We're at 950. Shit, my laptop about to fall off the edge. So go subscribe to both. Yeah, I did hear this. FC 26, they changed Pro Club similar to NBA 2K where you can choose your templates and your character builds. Yeah, kind of confusing for me, but yeah. I hear it. Feyenoord getting fireworks outside the Villa Hotel just to lose. Yeah, they can hold that still. Oh, what's my thoughts on Gyökeres as a neutral? Gotta do more. Has to do more. You can't come in with that price tag and what's expected of you and where Arsenal are trying to go and just score goals. Because he'll get goals. No doubt in my mind that he'll score goals. And this is why me and Troops and Months, when we was going back and forth, Troops was like, well, he's in to just score goals. All right, so what happens when he's not offering goals? So he's just going to play out there with 10 men. Yeah, that's all he's in for. Okay. Wait till you go out in the Champions League quarterfinal or semi-final and he doesn't score and he doesn't perform. Yeah. Or the City game, for example, where he did nothing. All right, they beat Manchester United, but he did nothing. Granted, it's not all on him, but he needs to do more when the ball goes forward. Liverpool, for example, didn't do enough. When the ball went up to him, didn't do enough. Got to offer more. Have to offer more. He's just a goal scorer, though, flawless as well, where our player has been bang average. You got to improve. Got to do more. You can improve your overall game. I'm saying you train every day or 5 times a week or however often it is. Add to your armory. No, add to your skill set. Improve your run. Improve making runs. Improve running channels. Improve running in behind. Improve holding the ball up. I'm not saying you have to be an absolute beast, but I'm saying get better. If you're average at it, get above average at these things. If you're above average, get to a good level. If you're good, get to very good. Yeah, Haaland's a prime example of that. We're watching Haaland do more. His link-up play is not exceptional. but we're watching him do more. His hold-up play isn't, oh my God, fantastic. Yeah, wait, I heard Troop said Gyökeres' performance was good against Newcastle and back again. Is that correct? Yeah, he did say that. He did say that. And it's like, right, it probably is like overall, and that's a problem. Granted, he should have scored a goal, but his poor touch let him down and the ball got cleared. But he did nothing against Newcastle. And if that's Havertz or Moreno, man are getting slated. Getting absolutely slaughtered. If Martinelli was up there or Moreno was up there or it's Havertz, they're getting absolutely slaughtered. But yeah, he did say that. So it's like, all right, cool. Just wait. That's all it is, man. A lot of the time I'll be debating stuff and arguing. I'm like, all right, cool. Just give it time. Man trying to tell me Havertz was the guy and I was hating. Remember that. Man trying to tell me Jackson was the guy and I was hating. Remember that. People told me that Ineos, you know what I'm saying, was this great ownership and I was hating. Remember that. People told me that Ten Hag was going to turn it around. Remember that. People told me Amorim was going to turn it around and I was hating this summer. Remember that. I don't mean I always get it right, but when it comes to these things, like when I'm all in on something, like, yeah, more often than not, I get spawned. But I'm like, I ain't even trying to hear this other side. Yeah, Lukaku was pointing the performances, Gyökeres would. Yeah, people be crashing on him, 100%. 100%. Without doubt. Without doubt. Who do I see getting relegated? Is this the year Amorim United get relegated? Yeah, we in trouble still. I see us finishing like 19th. Us, Leeds, because it's fuck Leeds and Burnley. So I'd say those three. Right. Final few people. Final few. How many likes we on? All right, one more, man. Goes up to 30 likes. Goes up to 30 likes, people. And hit the subscribe button as well, notification bell. Links in the pinned comment for the membership. Don't forget that. Speaking about West Ham, do you think Nuno doesn't get West Ham relegated? I think he's got enough there, you know. I think Nuno's got enough about him to get something out of that team, like in terms of results. Yeah. You know, the team ain't the best on paper, like people would have said that about Forest. And look what he did with them. I'm not saying he's going to have West Ham on a Champions League charge and they're going to finish in the European place. But I'm just saying people would have said that about Forest, despite the new signings. So, yeah, I think they kind of, when you look at the likes of Burnley, Leeds, Sunderland, even though they're flying, Wolves, like they're teams you look at, you go, all right, you have a chance because they'll probably be in and around there. Trying to see who else is there. Nottingham Forest as well. So you got Wolves, Burnley, Leeds, Nottingham Forest. Sunderland, if they do fall off, I know they have plenty of players going AFCON as well. So, yeah. Hey, big up to AEM, man. Just gifted 5 memberships. Nephew got one. FN got one. Benny got one. Kiprano got one. And there's one more. Hey, big up AEM, man. Appreciate it. Big up, man. Because things like this help the channel tremendously. So I want to see smoke emojis, fire emojis in the chat as well. I was going to say, the reason why you gifted yourself one because you're not a member. So I think it's automatic if you gift out memberships, they'll give you one. So big up, man. Appreciate it. Trust me, all helps, man. Memberships all help. For real. No problem for the consistency. Appreciate it, for real. Trust me. All these things help, man. Memberships and super chats and liking and sharing and subscribing, yo. It all helps the channel, people. Like, for real. That's why I say it all the time to you lot. Like, yo, make sure, like, support for free. Do this. Like, it helps. Trust me. I'm telling you, look. See, man, playing the AFC 26, man. I feel like I'm missing out. Speak. So peak. Now, Beijing Reds are live still, so I'm probably going to redirect to them. I don't know how long they're still live, but shout out to Northside every single time as well. Shouts to Karma every single time too. And yeah, man, smoke emojis in the chat, fire emojis. Love that. Our Beijing Reds about to end. All right. Hey, big up Proper Chelsea TV. Fire username, you know. That's a Proper Chelsea TV. That's fire. I can't lie. Big up to you, man. Big up to you. Yeah, Beijing Reds are about to end. Yeah. I'll just send you lot over to no, I'll send you lot over to Rants, because Rants is always redirecting to me. So I'm gonna send you over to Rants unless he's ending. But it's like your man's constantly redirecting to me on a weekly basis, sometimes daily. So yeah, people, we are gonna close out. Again, run up the likes, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget as well, this show, all the other shows you see on the channel here, apart from watch-alongs, member shows, and fan calling shows are available on all audio platforms as well. So Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, wherever you listen to podcasts, type in Sarcasm City TV. Again, wherever you listen to podcasts, audio only. So Spotify, follow us and 5-star us. iTunes, Apple Podcast, 5-star us, leave us a review. We're on YouTube Music, which is YouTube's podcast directory as well. That's why you see the videos on here with audio only on them as well, people. So, right, we are indeed going to close out. Sarcasm City TV raid in Rant's chat, people. Put Sarcasm City TV raid in his chat. Big up. Love to everyone that's locked in. This has been Sarcasm City Sports Q&A solo edition on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Salute.